What if I told you that the most powerful love you'll ever experience, the kind that lights you up from the inside out and fuels your confidence and joy, isn't something you find outside of yourself? It's already here within you. No matter how cliche that sounds, right now you have the power to transform how you see yourself, how you show up, and how you live. Imagine this: waking up and looking in the mirror and not criticizing or doubting yourself, but feeling deeply connected to the person that is staring back at you. What would your life look like if you truly, unapologetically loved yourself? That reality isn't just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it. Self-love is the foundation of everything I do, everything I teach, and just everything in general. And it's not just about the bubble baths, the repeating affirmations to yourself, or having massages, although those things are beautiful, and if you do them, please continue. But it is about the deep, unshakable knowing that you are worthy. And not because of what you do, how much you've cultivated, how you look, how rich you are, what clothes you have, how others see you, but simply just because you are. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you showed up for yourself? Not for your work or your family, your kids, your friends, but for you. The truth is that life can make us forget. We can get caught up in the routines, the expectations, and giving so much of ourselves that we can lose sight of who we are at our core. A client of mine, Sarah, she once told me, she said this to me. She said, "I can't remember the last time I looked in the mirror and liked what I saw. I don't even know who I am anymore." Does that statement resonate with you? Have you thought those exact words before? Felt that disconnection, that feeling of putting everyone else first until you are just running on empty? You are not alone in this feeling. I mean, I have been there before as well. And the thing is, you don't have to stay in that space. That spark inside of you, the one that you fear is perhaps gone, it's still there. It's still there, and it's waiting for you to nurture it, to reignite it, and to let it burn brighter than it ever has before. But why is this important? Because when you love yourself, everything in your life changes. Your relationships deepen because you stop seeking validation outside of yourself. Your confidence grows because you no longer shrink to fit into anyone else's mold. And your joy, that becomes expansive, rooted in the knowledge that you are enough just as you are. Another one of my clients, Jess, she also came to one of my in-person Naked Awakening workshops. When she arrived, I gave her a hug and she was actually trembling. She had tears in her eyes and she said to me, "I've hated my body for so long. I don't know if I can do this." But she showed up. With another hug and some encouragement, she stepped into that workshop vulnerable and brave. And by the end of the workshop, she was not hiding. Even her body language went from this hiding, this contraction, to open and expansive. She was laughing with the other women, smiling, moving with a sense of freedom in her body that she shared with me she had not felt in years. And she even said to me a week later, as she was kind of integrating this experience, that for the first time she feels like her body isn't something she has to hide. It is something she can honor. It's when we reconnect to ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirits, all of our energy, that it ripples out into every corner of our being. You start to show up differently. You speak your truth with conviction. You start to take up space unapologetically. And this isn't just about self-love. This is about self-liberation. Now, you may be thinking, how do I start? How do I begin this journey back to myself? It can seem daunting, overwhelming, like this huge thing that people can spend their lives trying to get. But it's a never-ending journey and it's not linear. So you'll be happy to know that it starts small. Self-love doesn't happen in a single moment. It is built by you, one decision and one choice at a time. You can start by saying yes to the things that light you up and no to the things that drain you. Take 5 minutes each day to write down one thing that you love about yourself, no matter how small it might seem. Is it your laugh, your resilience, the way you care for others? Celebrate these things. Is it that you just got out of bed in the morning and went to work when you really didn't feel like you could do it? Celebrate these things. For me, this journey began with my own physical body. I carried so many stories for so many years. Stories of not being enough, of not looking the way I thought I should, of not being worthy. But when I discovered nude yoga, it felt like I was stepping into the deepest vulnerability that I'd ever known. And it was in that space that something shifted. This was the catalyst for my awakening and my growth. Without the mirrors of the people in my life, without the labels or the expectations, I started to see my body for what it truly is. Not an object to be judged, criticized, fixed, but something to be celebrated. With every stretch I did, with every pose I got into, with every breath I took in my naked yoga practice, it became a way of me saying, thank you, body, for carrying me through this life. And this is what I teach in my workshops and in my coaching and everything that I do. It's not just movement, but reconnection. The act of shedding not only the clothes that we wear, but the layers of fear and inhibition and judgment that we carry as well. It's a space where you can stand in your truth, raw and real, and say, this is me and I am enough. And look, it's okay if you don't believe it in the beginning. I'm a full believer in fake it till you make it. It's not about tricking the body. It's about letting it know what's possible. And sometimes we have to pretend to even just get a sense of that truth. So right now, I want to guide you through a very simple exercise to plant this beautiful little seed of self-love. Wherever you are, unless you're listening to this and you're driving, take a moment and close your eyes. Place both of your hands on your heart with nice, warm, gentle pressure, and take a deep breath in, filling your lungs. Feel the rise of your chest. And as you exhale out, whisper to yourself, I am enough. I am enough and I am here. I am enough, I am here, and I deserve my own love. And let this truth settle deep in the pit of your body. If doubt arises, if your mind starts to say, but what about? Simply acknowledge that voice and then with your breath, let it go. And you can return to this moment, to the simplicity of simply being present with yourself. Open your eyes and ask yourself this. What is the one thing I can do today to honor myself? Maybe it's resting when you need it, that little bit extra. Maybe it's setting a boundary or speaking kindly to yourself. Noticing that inner critic, that unhealthy dialogue that might be running the show. Whatever it is, commit to this act. These small intentional actions are the building blocks of transformation. And now is your moment. Now. You don't have to wait for the right moment to start. The right moment will never come, my friends. So if you continue to wait for that, it just won't happen. Now is the moment. I want you to know that you already have everything within you that you need. And if this resonates with you, I invite you to take this journey with me. You can join the community where self-love is more than just a concept, it is a practice. It's a space where you can grow, learn, and be supported every step of the way. It is your time, it is your journey, and it is your power to reclaim. And my loves, you are so worthy of it. So together, we can reignite that spark and create the life in where you thrive. Not because of what anyone else says or does, but because you finally see the beauty, the strength, and the power that's been within you all along. So let's start today. Open up the description box down there, have a look at all the goodies I have waiting for you, join my mailing list to stay up to date with all of these offerings, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying these chats. I will see you next Wednesday, Australian time, for another deep dive. Much love.